Hi everyone, this is Patty from Metaphysical Insight, and I'd like to chat a little bit about something or a subject that I speak with a lot of my clients about, and that is staying in the present. Not easy to do, believe me. Sometimes when things aren't going so well in our lives or aren't the best where we're at the moment, we tend to, start drifting off to the past, to the what ifs. What if I would have done this instead? What if I would have made that decision? What if I didn't do that or I didn't make that decision? I'd probably be in a better space right now. Not necessarily, we don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But those are the things, all those what ifs. Why are we even thinking about that? We can't change it, right? There's nothing we can do to change things. But because we are human and maybe we're not in the best space at the moment, like I said, or having a hard time, we tend to go back. And if we've been in a prolonged, not so great space, we really tend to go back. I mean, I'm a culprit, believe me. I don't think there's a person on this planet that has not had a moment or more and have sat there and said, what if? And just think about the past and ponder about the past and waste time with the past. Even people in the best place right now still have things happen to them because no one's life is perfect, okay? Still things happen to them where it brings them back to the past. And they start thinking, oh, if I change this, maybe this would have been better, or whatever, whatever, whatever. Okay, so it's not doing us any good. So, meanwhile, here's the thing, time stops for no one, as we know. So, while you're spending minutes, who knows, lots of minutes, maybe, an hour or more, that whole time in your present has been ticking away. It's just like, tick, tick, tick. Okay, getting older by the moment here. Okay. And so that time that you could have been doing something else, or maybe even resting because maybe your body needed it, or doing, reading a book or going somewhere, doing something you needed to do that would be productive, or even sit still and meditate. Though that time's gone. That time's gone. And what is it gone on? Something we can't even change. Something we think about, in the past that we can't even change. So when it's okay again, what I'm saying? It's okay to think about some things like that, but you want to get away from it right away. You don't want to, stay there a really long time. You want to be brief and get back and realize, well, crap, I can't change it anyway, so I'm not going to let that ruin my present moment, okay? And moving forward into my future, I'm not going to let it happen. And so if we could, be conscious of that and bring that, bring ourselves back into the present moment, that would be really good. Now, memories are a little bit of a different thing because sometimes we're like, we think about the good times, it's like, I just want to, something triggers a memory. You see a picture or a sound, you hear a song or whatever it is. You see somebody that you haven't seen in a long time, and your mind goes back and you start thinking of some, really good memories. That's okay. But guess what? Staying in that isn't all that great either because guess what, right? Time is still ticking. Your present time is still ticking. But it's okay. You want to take out some photographs, you want to look at it, you want to spend some time like that. It's not like the world's coming to an end at that point because it's a positive thing. It's not like we're thinking of the what ifs, my life sucks right now and if I would have done this and that, I'd be in better position. That's a negative. That's a negative, and you don't want to. You want to get out of that right away. So you can spend a little time on some good memories because, actually, physically, emotionally, mentally, that makes you feel good. It is a productive thing. Staying in the negative, okay, if something you can't do anything about, is not productive. It's not good. It disrupts your emotions in a negative way. It makes you feel bad. You could send people down the road of depression. You could be waking up one morning and go, I'm like, okay today, but not the best, but I'm okay. And then you start like, thinking of the past. The next thing you know, you want to go back to bed, or, you're depressed and you can't do anything. And some people become paralyzed. They can't do anything. They're stuck for the whole day now. Now a whole day of your life. Gone. Gone. Okay. Here's another thing. Worrying about the future. That's right. Worrying about the future. Something we have no control over either. What we can control is, just say, for example, you're going to go on a trip or something. Okay. You're going to go on vacation or a trip, or you got some things to do. And you got to go to the doctor, you got to make those plans. God knows that, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the situation is where you have to make actual plans ahead of time. That's okay. That's good. That's good. Because those are the things that are absolutely necessary. Because, like I said, it's necessary and we have to do those things. But what I'm talking about is, that's the positive thing of it. The negative thing is worrying about, like, oh my God, what's going to happen, if I go on that trip? Oh my God, what's going to happen when I go to the doctor? Am I going to hear bad news? That's another what ifs in the future. And now what are you doing? You're wasting time in the present, worried about that. Set your damn appointment and then forget about it. Do what you need to do in the present. There's nothing you can't do anything about that. The only thing you can do is change your appointment or not go. That's the only thing you can do about that, okay? Same with the vacation or whatever else that, you're thinking about, doing that you have to set. Otherwise, there's no reason to start worrying about, what hasn't even happened yet, because things change all the time. As we know, things change. Nothing is set in stone. The only thing that's set in stone is our fate, and our fate is death, okay? There's no, I'm not fated to do this or fated to go there. You're not fated to go there. You may be destined to go there or do that or be with this person, but you're not fated to do that, because the only thing fate is death, and we're not escaping that, okay? So why do you want to worry? We're going to croak, right? So why do you want to spend your present time worried about the past, what you certainly can't change, and worried about the future, what you certainly know it is uncertain and it will be present at any time. Okay, it'll be present at any time. If it's 2:00, it's bound to be 5:00. Okay, and that 5:00 is now your present. So why waste your time worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet? It doesn't make sense. You're going to go on a date. Oh, what if the guy or girl isn't like me? Who cares? Who cares? It's really like, are you going to like them? But the bottom line is, of all that situation, don't worry about if you're going to like them or they're going to like you or whatever it is. You just go and see what it is, because when you go, you will be in the present and then you're going to know. Okay? So why are you going to worry and waste your present moment before it's happened on how the date's going to go or how your trip's going to go or how your situation's going to go with the doctor? Do you know what I'm saying? So, it is not easy sometimes to stay in the present. Believe me when I tell you, I struggle with that myself. And I have to catch myself and go, that's ridiculous. You of all people know that you can't change the past, and don't worry about the future, because, who knows what that's going to be, And so you just have to try and bring your thoughts back to the present moment. And to do that, it's like, okay, you know what? I don't like doing this, but I got to clean the house. Or, I got to go run to the grocery store. Or I'm supposed to, I'm going to go meet so-and-so, and we're going to have like a nice lunch or dinner, together. And I'm, going to, or I'm going to call somebody on the phone and, chat, and we're going to enjoy each other's company and catch up. That's not wasting good time in your present. That's being productive. You're not thinking about, what if, and you're not thinking about what if, in the past and in the future. So when you find yourself, and don't beat yourself up on about this either, because if you didn't do it, you wouldn't be human. And believe me, we all do it. There's not a person on this planet that does not do that. So the thing though is to be conscious of it. And so if you're conscious of what you're doing, that's when you're like, okay, I know what's happening here. I'm not going to waste another second on this. Can't change that, blah. I'll think about some memories, some fun stuff. I'm looking at some pictures. Oh, that's cool. I got some, time, and I want to allot some time to that. I love that. It's really good. that's okay. That's all good because that, like I said before, it's the positive stuff. What you want to do is stay away from the negative stuff. Okay. And there's a lot out there. And I know that's hard. So when you get to that point of worrying about what happened in the past that you can't change, or if you're starting to think about the future, what's that going to be like? Oh my God, are we going to all die? We don't know. Yeah, we can, but we're going to worry about it because now you're worried about all of that. Guess what? All that precious time that you could have been enjoying life, you could have gone out for a freaking ice cream or something. Wouldn't that have been more fun than worried about if the world's going to come to an end at the moment? I mean, yeah, you want to be conscious of what's happening in the world, but you don't want to worry about it because we don't know what that's going to be. And you can't do anything about it anyway because it's not even here. Okay. And things are out of our control. So that's when you want to take yourself and bring yourself to the present and go, I'm going to do this instead. That's not doing me any good. It's causing me stress. And guess what? Guess what stress can do to us? Oh my God, it can kick off all kinds of terrible illnesses in us and also, cause us, to be depressed and just ruin our time. Happiness is a choice. So we can choose to be happy. So we could choose to be sad and hang in the past, or we could choose, or like worry about the future, or we could choose to stay in the present and try and make something positive of it. Okay. So when you look back, okay, going forward, you'll have something positive to think about instead of, it'll be a nice memory instead of the what ifs, because what'll happen if you worry about stuff like that, your present becomes part of the past, which is the what ifs. Why did I worry about that? Why did I do that? Do you want more of that crap? No. Okay, you don't. So these are the things you just want to think about. So just keep it in mind. This is just a try to be a helpful little, video. I mean, I could go into this at great length, honestly, and be very detailed, but I just wanted to get something out there. Maybe it'll help somebody because, like I said, I do talk, with my clients about this subject, and it's something we all suffer from. And so I just wanted to pass that on to all of you because I care about all of you. I don't want anybody to, ruin their beautiful present moments. Okay. Now, looking forward to like, hey, I'm going out dancing tonight. That's cool. I'm going to a movie. That's cool. Those are things that are okay. But you don't want to spend your entire life, okay, or your entire day in your present thinking about that. Let that happen. Okay. All right, you guys. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope this helped a little bit. Look at this video when you start to get, crazy and, think about the past and the future and get a little crazy like that. And then maybe this will help you, okay, to help you, like draw you back to the present moment. All right, you guys, have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Bye.